high as a kite. They be drinking day and night, popping Molly.
Previously, we were speaking in reference to how many bags you might need a day to feel normal. You said from 5 to 10.
Yes.
How many did you have today?
I only had 2.
How you feeling?
Not good as I can feel, but I'm off for E. So that's the main thing, was to get off E.
This is Jamal for Entertainment. We in the G spot. I'm with one of the young brothers from our hood. What's your name, black man?
Banks.
I'm with Banks. He gonna give us some information on the wet, the wiggle, the sherm, the love boat. He gonna give us all of that. So tell me something, brother. Are you willing to give me this interview, man?
Yeah.
Okay, because I want everybody to know that this ain't fake.
Yeah.
This is real. We in Ill Town. Is that where we at?
Yeah, that's where we at. Yeah.
So tell me about that wiggle, man.
Yeah.
Give me a little information on that.
Well, when it comes to G Smoke, you know, it's a 14-hour high. You know.
Excuse me?
It's a 14-hour high.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 7 highs up, 7 highs down. All type of form. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't never tell nobody to do the shit, but
right.
It is what it is. But
what led you to do it?
I'm saying, like, as far as me, like, I grew up in A-Zone, Set Boy, Project, you know. I does head, see a lot of shit. Like me personally, like, I just smoked weed. Like, it was my thing. Like, but I would tell niggas, like, it's levels to that shit. Like, you can't really just smoke the shit. Like, motherfuckers just try to just smoke any and everything. They
right.
Think about, oh, it's red, or it's brown, or it's green, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Clear shit be alright.
Right. What's the most potent one?
Well, you got some red shit, you got some brown shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's real some stuck juice, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to smoke that shit, like, cause that shit, you might smoke it, and you might think about some bullshit, you might never come back, like.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But you got some clear shit that be alright, you know what I'm saying? Some yellow shit be alright, but it is what it is when it comes to that shit. Like, it's 14-hour high, like, you know, 7 hours up, 7 hours
Let me ask you one.
Mama said, when you pour,
this is real talk. This is today.
So tell me a little bit about UMD and how they used to give money to people who was willing to be a part of their experiment down at the hospital.
They had a program called, I forget what it was called, but they would take matter out of your spine. They would deaden your spine so you don't feel a needle, because the needle was like 4 to 6 inches long.
So basically they was taking like cartilage or?
Yeah, out of my spine.
Right.
Because it was a research hospital. University of Medicine and Dentistry researched dental programs and hospital programs. They cured a lot of things. They was on their way to curing AIDS, but they got stopped. The funding dried up for the hospital.
So when they took the cartilage or the matter out of your spine after they hit you and numbed you, what was the next proceed? What kind of money was you receiving?
$150 each time they did it.
How often did they do it?
Only once a month. They were allowed to do it once a month.
when you pour and black, you're in real trouble.
I came across this letter. I just had to read it.
I got 11 years and I got 11 years.
16, 15.
My man Gangsta got 16, 15 years and I got 11 years and since 2001. Banks got 14 and yo, we love to smoke, man. I want to advise to the young bucks growing up. I want to advise.
What would you say to the young brothers Would you give them the opportunity? Would you tell them that this is a good thing to do, or is this a bad thing to do?
If you ain't never tried, don't try. If you ain't never tried, don't try. Don't try.
Don't try.
That shit will take you. You will
You
think
take you
about
to
the
places you don't want
one
to
or
go.
two pools and all shit that will take you somewhere you would never want to be. Like, stay away from it.
Young
Real
bucks,
talk.
stay away
Like,
from
I
the
tell
drug,
you,
man.
stay away from shit.
Like the stop
Hell
sign,
no.
stop and go the other way, man. Don't do that drug, man.
Hell
Leave
no.
it up to the people that know how to handle this shit, man.
This is Jamar Farr Entertainment. We in the G spot. I got my main man Nas. I got Banks, and I got Gangsta in here.
Yeah.
They giving us the 411
right.
on the wet wiggle thing. You know what I'm talking about? This
Wet
is
wiggle
Ill Town.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
Well, these are pros, man. They know the game.
We know the
you know
game,
what
we know
I'm
the
talking
ends,
about.
we
They
know
done
the
been
ins
there,
and outs.
done that.
You know the ins and outs, man.
They know the ins and outs.
When you smoke it, man, it just take you places, man. But don't tell them gangster. It's all good, gangster, man.
So what it boils down to, depending on the potency of the wet, jokers flip out.
You won't come back.
Pardon me?
You won't come back.
Won't come back.
Won't come back. Like a newborn baby.
Well, damn. And that's the gorilla you told me.
Yellow.
Yellow. Yeah, I was wondering about that because I seen a couple of brothers get naked right here in this park.
It's deeper than that, man.
It's deeper than that.
Deeper than that. Your family will kick you out your home. You'll be asking motherfuckers for dollars, but you'll be like, when I say newborn baby, basically like you helpless. You know what I'm saying? You're helpless. Ain't shit you could do. Your mind, you say you like 30 years old, your mind operate like a 6-year-old child.
I noticed that brothers be moving real slow.
I'm telling you, that shit ain't no joke. Be stuck, bro.
What's in that shit though, man?
Jet fuel, embalming fluid. It's like 1,000 chemicals in that shit.
You never know what you gonna smoke.
Paint thinner, all types of shit. That's the shit Tookie smoked and got on death row.
Tukey Williams.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Gorilla Piss.
Yeah, that's one of the brothers too, man.
Tell 'em.
Wow, I was wondering about that, man, because I see a lot of the brothers. They having a hard time focusing on that shit, man. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
This is Jamar Farr Entertainment. We're in the back of the G spot.
Poor black and in real trouble. Poor black and in real trouble. Real trouble. Real trouble. Poor black and in
You sick, brother?
Huh?
Are you sick?
Yes.
You are sick.
Yes. I keep wiping my nose because my nose running cause I'm sick.
How do you feel when you're sick, man?
Your bones ache. You have physically, you get pins, needles, like you're numb.
When you wake up in the morning, are you in the worst shape?
Yeah. You sleep overnight, the next morning you're sick.
How many bags you need to make you feel or to take that sickness away?
Depends on the quality of the dope.
Right.
But usually I need from 5 to 10 bags to get me through the day.
How long you been using?
Since I was 14.
For what year was that?
41, 51, like about 52.
About 1952.
Yeah. I had 2 uncles, my mother's baby brothers.
They turned you out.
You'll steal their money just to get heroin. to get the feeling of withdrawals out of you. Because it's the worst feeling I know. As a person, as one person. It affects different people different ways. But me, it made a thief out of me. It made me knock people in the head to take their money. It made me snatch old women's pocketbooks to take their money.
Let me ask you, what is it that causes an individual? Maybe it's the heroin, maybe it's the alcohol, or maybe it's the crack, or the hemi, or the water, or maybe it's the cigarettes, or maybe it's the sugar and the candy. But what is it that makes an individual give up all self-respect for himself? Not want to wash, not change his clothes. Is the drug that strong? Is it that bad?
Heroin is. Heroin will make you do anything to get it. I've never been an alcoholic, but I know people that are, and they do the same thing. To get that first drink in the morning, they will do anything. Criminal, whether it's criminal, against the law or not, they do not care. All they want is that drink.
Okay. I see your nose is running again.
Yeah. It's gonna do that until it's marinate. When it marinates, it'll stop.
Okay. So is this your first bag for the day?
It's the first one.
Wow.
First one in 2 days.
Mm.
Because I ain't had no money to get any more.
Okay.
And they have a pill called Xanax that will take the place of heroin, but it will not stop all the effects that heroin causes you to have.
Right.
Have like a runny nose, and yeah, like a runny nose.
Black life creating havoc families in Black life, separation of families creating havoc in Black life, creating havoc families in Black life, separation of families creating.
This is the process, you know. When they about ready to do the dip game. This is how it's done, man. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of y'all think they dipped the whole cigarette, but that's not what's going on. None of that transpires here. These are the pros. This is how it's done. Get a look at this shit, because you're only gonna see it with your Marfar Entertainment on this documentary. Poor Black and in real trouble. Hooked, I'm addicted. This is the process, man. Check it out now. Pay close attention, y'all. Hold on. Go ahead. Do whatever you need to do. So this is how it's done right here, man. See how it's rolling? Don't light it though. This is it, man. This is how it's done. I got it. It's Jamal for Entertainment. We're in the toilet room. You know what that mean, nigga.
It's Jamal for Entertainment. We in the back of the G-Spot. Brothers putting it down, giving us that info on what it is and what it ain't.
Listen, man. I had a man, I don't want to say no name, incriminate nobody, allegedly. He smoked the wiggle, right? Which is wet, embalming fluid. He killed the 17-year-old kid, murdered him, right down the street from his house. Turns around, tell a cop they shooting down the street, shoot the cop in the leg. Woke up with $1 million bail. They gave that nigga 30 with an 85. Nigga never smoked wiggle in his life. First time smoking it. He's done. Know what I'm saying? The wiggle, you gotta let it control you. You gotta control the drug. Don't let it control you. It'll swallow you whole, man. We love the streets, but the streets don't love us back. That's real shit. I'm telling you. Know what I'm saying? It's a well-known story. Everybody know about it from the Essex County area. Know what I mean? And it's not just happening from there. It keep happening. It keep happening. You know what I'm saying? Now we experimenting with Oxycontin, Roxy, all that shit that dope heads take, man. Might as well sniff a bag of dope. But the wiggle, it's a different type of high. It's some shit y'all young kids ain't ready for, man. It make your family kick you out the house. You want to steal your family jewelry, VCRs, DVD player, PlayStations, just to get a stick, a $20 stick. You know what I'm saying? That shit give you the wiggle dick. You know what the wiggle dick is? When your dick can't stay up and your shorty like, oh baby, you not turning me on? That's because you done smoked too much wiggle. You can't get hard. Now she got to resort to go fuck another nigga. Cause you can't get her right, you can't get her off. Telling you young niggas, man, y'all gotta know what this drug is, man. PCP ain't no joke, man. You can smoke that shit with angel dust, peppermint leaves, dip it, straight dip, gorilla piss. That's the worst shit to smoke. Cause you ain't gonna come back.
Pour black and in real trouble. Pour black and in real trouble. Real trouble. Real trouble. Pour black and in real trouble. Pour black and in real trouble. Pour black and in real trouble. Real trouble. Real trouble. Pour black and in real trouble. Pour black and in real trouble.
Eleanor Bumpus, Larry Davis, Rodney King, Sean Bell, Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, and now Michael Brown.
Real trouble. Pour black and in real trouble. Real trouble. Real trouble.
What's going on in America?
Real trouble. Pour black and in real trouble. Pour black and in real trouble. Real trouble. Real trouble. Pour black and in real trouble. Pour black and in real trouble.
This is Jamar Farr Entertainment. We did it again, baby. Previously in our conversation, we was talking about a number of things, the cigarette butts, picking them off the street, you know, to get high, the coffee, the sugar, the sweets. All of that has something to do with an addict. From my experience in noticing and seeing what I've been seeing in my almost 50 years of life. But after all the accomplishments and the things you accomplished, such a nice looking brother, because I remember you, how did you end up the way that you are?
I ended up hooked on heroin and cocaine and nicotine. They are all drugs and they are highly addictive. I got caught up in all of it.
Right. I mean, were you a product of your environment? I mean, at that time, I understand that there was so much drugs in the street from the brothers coming home from Vietnam, because those are some of the first junkies that I seen in my life in the late 60s, early 70s.
Well,
I mean, what's your case?
I became addicted in Vietnam to heroin and cocaine, crack cocaine. I was the captain of a PT boat, which launches missiles underwater with sonar to take down the big ships. But the only one we couldn't take down was a German battleship called Getz. because they had 2 feet thick armor under the waterline. And our missiles were not powerful enough.
But my question is, what I'm trying to ask you, let me rephrase.
Okay.
Out of all your successes, the Seaman Group, the Apollo, Amateur Night, Master Carpenter, Sheetrock Expert, Master down at UMD, Troubleshooter, how did you end up hooked on drugs? Now, I know you lost a couple of children.
Yes.
I mean, was that part of the demise that began to eat away at you that caused you to end up in this condition?
It was part of this. But a bigger part was seeing my mother in her garden with her behind up to the sky, picking.
Poor black and in real trouble. Poor black and in real trouble. Real trouble. Real trouble. Poor black and in real trouble. Poor black and in real trouble. Poor black and in real trouble. Real trouble. Real trouble. Poor black and in real trouble. Poor black and in real trouble.
It's Jamar Farr Entertainment. We in Illtown, baby. Speaking with my partner, Jeff Brown. We was talking about the plight of the black man and woman in America. You coming home from Vietnam and the drugs and how things are. But what I want to ask you is, do you think it's a conspiracy that they overloaded and flooded the black neighborhoods with heroin and coke and crack to destroy the black family? Do you think it's a conspiracy?
Yes, I think it's a government conspiracy because the government was getting a piece of the pie. When Noriega was the premier of Panama, the president of the United States was getting a piece of that money. That's why they went down there to kill him. But they missed killing him, and they made him a cripple for the rest of his life.
Right. So it is a conspiracy.
Yes, a government conspiracy.
Right. That conspiracy has been in existence since they taken us 9,000 miles from Africa to the Caribbean, ultimately into the United States. Would you agree?
I do agree. And you said a mouthful, you spoke the truth. That is exactly what happened.
It's Jamar Farr Entertainment. I'm in the park with my main man, Manute.
Yes, sir.
One of the recreational gurus in East Orange.
Yes, sir.
AA1 basketball coach.
Yes, sir.
Son is one of the best players in the state.
Yes,
one of the top players in the county. Manute know how to work with the kids, man. So I wanted to ask him a few questions about Poor Black and in Real Trouble.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In your own opinion, where do you think we at with our youth, brother?
Right now, where we at with our youth, on that note, I feel it could be worse and it could be better. Right now, where we at with our youth is what we have to do as adults. More adults have to come out with these kids because the gang members are turning into the adults. And what the kids are looking for is stain, is what they call it, stain. So as a positive adult, as myself, I like to give them the stain, but the stain has to be positive. And the adults have to come out to create a positive stain because we're getting outnumbered with negative stain. You look at the news, that's all you see, is negative stain. And all these kids want is stain. If you don't know what stain means, stain is hip for the old heads. They want to be hip. So ain't nothing wrong. We all want to be hip in our day.
But be hip about what? If you be hip positively, on a positive level, ain't nothing wrong with being hip. So we have to direct them to let them know that they could be hip on the positive aspect and not the nonsense that we see in the street. So right now, it don't look as our youth is progressing because of what we see. But there's a lot of youth that's progressing.
I know you know about
You know what I mean? Yes, I do. And that needs to be promoted more than the negativity. You look at the news, all they show you is negativity. But what about the positive? Even if it's 10% positive and 90% negative, show us the 10%. And that's the reason why it's only 10%, because we're not showing the people the positive that's going on in our community. A lot of positivity going on in our community. I just think it has to be more promoted.
I'm just chillin', chillin' through my chain. 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 On my way to school, don't wanna be a fool. Study hard every day, 'cause I'm tryna get an A. Chillin' with my little sisters and my little brother. Can't forget my mother, she's my number one lover. And my other brothers and my other sisters.
A lot of positivity going on in our community. I just think it has to be more promoted.
Have you met the mayor?
No, I haven't.
The new mayor.
No, I haven't met the mayor.
Have
I've
you
seen
met
him.
the councilman of this ward? Isn't this the 3rd ward?
Yes, it is.
Have you met him?
I did meet, I think it's a lady, if I'm not mistaken, that's in charge of this ward, and I did meet her. She seems like a nice lady, but I haven't had a conversation with her, so I can't really, know what, she just got in.
Okay.
So what
New
we have to do-
administration.
Yeah, new administration, so it ain't enough time to find out. I know one thing that they did is a lot of things going that it needs to be changed in this community, and far since the mayor been here, only thing I see him changing and going after is the homeowners. He in our backyards, he all up in the house inspecting. With all these things that need to be changed, how come you start with the people who got you in there? And that's why the gangs and all this other stuff is really
Prevalent.
increasing.
Yeah.
They're increasing because instead of him dealing with things he need to deal with first, he came right to the people who
Pay taxes.
And that's one of the things that already I don't, agree with the mayor on. So we give him a little time though, and find out because
we're not judging them yet.
We're not judging them yet. We give him a little time, but that's one of the things so far that I just disagree with because it's too much to change.
Well, how long have you been in East Orange?
I've been in East Orange since 1975.
Wow, that's
Yes.
quite a long time.
And
How
still
long you been working with the youth in the recreation program?
Well, I just started this year, but I've been working with the youth 25 years as a volunteer in any kind of way I can do it because I have to give back. You know what I mean? Because I'm from a hood where a lot of nonsense was going on. So what I try to do now is my life is to give back to these kids and show them there's a positive outlook besides the negativity.
I want to thank you, man, for giving us this little sound bite. this
Anytime,
little clip,
G.
Because
Anytime.
this is for our future, and these children that you're working with every day is the future. And we are in East Orange. We're in the legendary Oval Park, legendary oldest park in East Orange.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We here, and I'm with my brother Manu.
Yes, sir. I've been
Peace,
taught
my
by
brother.
the best, so I can help the rest.
And that's what it's all about.
That's what's out. Peace.
Real love, pleasure.
Yes. Help me.
It's Jamal for Entertainment. I'm over here with Kwani, and we was talking about how it was a lack of interest with the parents, with the children. And from that experience that you're experiencing, what do you think the parents need to do? Or should someone talk to them about being in their children's lives more? Because in reality, their lives are at stake.
Yeah, they definitely need to be involved. they had these kids, you know? So you should want to do everything and anything that they want to be a part of, you know? And it's like people have kids and they forget about them after a certain age.
Right.
And you can't do that. You know, you gotta nurture them. You gotta
That's why
push
they got
them.
the gangs out there.
Exactly, because it's a camaraderie thing. They just want some love. You know, that's why I think they get involved in these gangs, because it's like a brotherhood to a certain extent. You know.
Yeah, it is.
So, you know, if they lack in that love and that trust and structure at home, they're gonna look to it somewhere else, whether it's in sports, whether it's in a gang. You know, if the parents not giving it, they definitely gonna look for it in negative ways.
We have social media now, and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
Help me! Go around.
I've been noticing like a lot of the women that's on Facebook or these social networks have no problem disgracing themselves and showing the world their body. Everybody's twerking.
Everybody's twerking. That's horrible.
What do you think about the future of our women if they're all following such a whorish manner?
They're very right. It's no future. It's no future. We want to be equal, right? But you can't expect someone to treat you better than you treat yourself. You know, you gotta love yourself first.
Right.
And loving yourself doesn't consist of busting it open on Facebook, on Instagram. You know, where your kids can see, where your family can see, where anybody can see. That's personal. Your body's supposed to be your haven. Everybody not supposed to see that or get that. And I'm raising a little girl, and I would hate, I would die inside if she was like that, because you're a princess. And if you don't think you're a princess, nobody else gonna think you're a princess.
Are you listening, ladies? You're hearing it straight from Ill-Town. We in the legendary Oval Park. I'm with my girl Kwani, one of the recreation workers with the children. This is Ill-Town. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to interview and shed some light on our women.
No problem at all.
Thank you.
All right, do your thing.
That right there, that's the 20s. The goddamn Girl Scouts, you feel me? Different bag. That's the wax there.
Let me get to zoom in on the wax. So this the wax right here, right?
Yeah.
This the new game.
New game.
With the pen and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Y'all need to see this shit, man. You know, this melted down bud, we call it hashish, the old school niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Because it's the bottom of the plant. You know what I'm talking about?
Girl Scout cookies.
Girl Scout cookie. You know what it is, nigga. We in the toilet room. It's Jamal Fall Entertainment. I'm with one of my main mans. He putting this thing down, giving me the 411 on how it go. What's the next move, player? Next move, player. Pin.
You feel me?
Oh, okay.
Pen, you feel me?
Yeah, what's this right here?
It's the pen, you feel me? You mash the button, you feel me? Melt down anything you put in it. You feel me? Get this off in it. You feel me? You burn it, you all melt it down, pour it inside. This button right here, melt it down, you smoke that bitch.
Okay. We down here at the clubhouse. Rhyme for Reason.
Okay.
You know, back up. Ready to take on these new challenges. Get these kids off the street. You know, and do what we do best. Teach.
previously we were speaking about being poor, black, and in real trouble. But today we realize it's not only poor, black, and in real trouble, it's rich and black and in real trouble. Ask Bill Cosby. Ask Henry Louis Gates Jr. Ask those who have fallen from grace in the eyes of the system that have not done what they asked them to do. Even Whoopi Goldberg on The View stood up for Bill Cosby and had to retract her statements because there was no place for rightness or correctness when it came to being black. But what we're speaking about previously was poor, black, and in real trouble. And now I'm sitting with my brother about to close this documentary out. So my brother,
Yes.
we spoke about drugs. And today, I had to wipe you, wash you. There's only one man that I ever done that for, and that was your uncle, Zeke Brown, my partner. I had no problem doing it because I love you. And I knew that we would get the footage that was needed for us to bring about a complete documentary. So I want to ask you, in your quest and in your path to get high on heroin or dope, did it affect your lower respiratory, whereas you can't hold your bowels, your urine, or you defecate on yourself? Or was it something else that may have caused that problem?
I think, honestly, that it was because of the drugs. I was doing too much drugs. And it affected my bowels. And I can't hold my water as long as I should be able to. So it starts leaking out uncontrollably. That's what I think the problem is.
Do you still want to get high?
Yes, I do. I'm hooked on heroin. I'm hooked real bad. So I need it. A lot of it is in my mind, but I need it. Because I'd be sick without it.
And how does that feel?
Very, very bad. It's feeling.
I noticed that over the years, you lost a step or two. The way you walk now, it is not the same.
No, it's not.
Where do you think that has come from?
From using drugs and using too much of it. I think it's coming from that.
So if the youth is watching this documentary, which I'm quite sure they will see, what would you say to them in reference to drugs and getting high? Whether it be cigarettes, whether it be reefer, or weed, or loud, or whatever they want to call it. The amphetamines, the barbiturates, whatever it might be. What would you say to them?
I would say, do your best not to get hooked on heroin. Because it's going to affect you later, and it's going to affect you bad.
You have a birthday coming up.
Yes, I do.
How old will you be, brother?
I'll be 75 years old.
And when is that?
February 3rd.
Are you high right now, man?
Very much so.
How do you feel?
I feel like I need to get off of it. But I know I can't. I'm hooked. I have it.
This is Poor Black and in Real Trouble, Hooked, I'm Addicted. Not only can you be hooked on heroin or cocaine or crack, you can be hooked on sugar, hooked on food, hooked on cigarettes. You can get hooked. The key is will you get off it? How long will it take? How long does it take? What does it take? Food for thought. I've been knowing this man all my life. I remember him. I have love and respect for him. Not only for giving us and yous an opportunity to understand the plight of the drug game or to get high, but as a man, what he represented. A lot of you may not be able to see it, but I can. And only men and women of understanding will mind. So I got this question for you, brother. You ready?
I'm ready.
Are you afraid to die? Have you ever thought about dying?
Yes, I have thought about it quite a bit.
Do you think you're close to death?
Very close. And I'm going to get closer if I live much longer. And I know this.
Are you afraid?
No, I'm not afraid. I know I got to do it. It's coming. So why be afraid of it? It's got to come. Sooner or later. It's going to come.
I guess once we make our choice, it affects us for the rest of our life.
Very much so.
How long have you been using drugs?
More than half my life. I'm 74, so I started using when I was 14.
That's 60 years.
Very much so. And a lot of it I do now because I'm hooked. I have a habit. I have a drug habit.
And you have to feed that habit.
I have to. I know that I don't have to, but I know that I'll feel worse if I don't. So I use to keep from feeling bad. I know it's making it worse, but I know I gotta do it. So I do it.
So, do you think you'll use until the day you die?
Yes, I do.
How do you feel about that? Are you ashamed of that? Or?
Yes, I am very shameful, but I know I gotta do it, so I do it.
It's been that long.
Yes.
You know, this is not an easy thing to talk about, but it has to be spoken about. We must cover this.
Yes.
So other people won't go the path that we choose in the name of fun. Because it starts in the name of fun. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree, and you're right. It starts thinking that you'll feel better if you just do one more bag. But it just makes it worse. You don't realize it when you're in the middle of it, but it does. It hurts. And the pain is not good. There you have it.
This is Jamal for Entertainment. You know what it is. It's poor black and in real trouble. It's rich and black and in real trouble. Whether you're yellow, red, white, or brown, if you're poor, you're in real trouble. It's Jamal for Entertainment. And I'm here with my brother Jeff Bit Bat Baltimore Brown Jr. And I want to thank you for giving me this footage and this documentary. And hopefully some of y'all won't get hooked. Thank you.
I thank everyone that has the chance to listen to this. The best thing that you can do is don't get started in the beginning, because you're gonna get hooked. Thank you.
Baltimore Bit Bat Brown Jr. It's Jamar Farr, baby. You know what it is.